Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to Wild Flow. I'm Sydney Rose, and I'll be leading us through our practice today. Today, our theme is Wonderful Life. So, the quote that I'm going to be reading today is actually lyrics from one of the the quote that I'm going to be reading today is actually lyrics from one of the songs in our playlist called Wonderful Life. It comes from the movie Smallfoot, which, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's very good. Okay, so quote goes like this: Take a look around and see the world we think we know. Then look closer. There's more to life than meets the eye, a beauty to behold. It's all much bigger than we know, and it's only just beginning to unfold. So let it all unfold. Far beyond all reason in your mind, there's a world, mysterious, there for you to find. All these questions that we always have. All we are is curious. There's nothing wrong with that. So, go round every corner. Search every part of the sky. 'Cause a life that's full of wonder is a wonderful life. So, with that in our mind and holding space in our heart for wonder and curiosity, let's begin. So, if you're following along with our playlists, we will be working with Wild Flow number 9, Wonderful Life, and you can press play now. We will be getting lying down on our back today, taking a big deep breath into your chest, into your ribs, into your belly, and exhaling from your belly, from your ribs, and from your chest. We're just going to lay here. We're going to let ourselves take in these affirmations. And if you're not following along with the music today, that's okay. Just lay here and let yourself breathe. This is your reminder that you're doing it right.
breathing.
still doing it right. Keep breathing. If you've just been letting your body breathe, begin to consciously connect with your breath, filling your chest, filling your ribs, filling your belly, and exhaling from your belly, from your ribs, and from your chest as you take a big yawn stretch overhead. Oh, yeah, waking up again for the second time, maybe third time today. Rocking your knees side to side and start drawing circles with them, massaging out your glutes. We'll lay our feet down a little farther away from our body than we can reach as we tuck our chin into our chest, pressing our low back into the mat. We'll reach our hands, palms up to the ceiling, and slowly begin reaching one hand at a time towards your ankle. So side to side, keeping your belly engaged here by pressing your belly out and then pulling it up, side to side. Check in to see if you're holding into your throat. If so, soften your head down a little bit, pulling your belly up. We'll take our hands, interlace our fingers behind our head, cradle our head into our hands. Right knee comes up, left leg long, left elbow, right knee twist, and then switch sides. So left knee bends, right elbow, left knee, and side to side. We're twisting and stretching, reaching and stretching, elbow to knee, side to side, pedal it out. Keep breathing, side to side. And then we'll leave our left leg long, our right knee pulls into our chest, left arm holds onto the right knee, right arm reaches above the head, we roll onto our right side. We'll bring that left knee, bend it up towards the ceiling, gentle pull as we straighten into our right leg. So pulling that left knee up towards the left armpit, little pulses here. Toes can be pointed or flexed, whichever feels good for your leg. Little pulses here. We'll take our left hand in front of our body, support our back. Left knee comes parallel to the floor, kicking back, pulling knee into the chest, kicking back, knee into chest, using your hands to stabilize you. And then we'll point our left toes, leg lifts up and down here. You can rest your head on your bicep. Your left hand can be on your hip or supporting you, keeping you from falling forward. And we'll swing our leg forward and back, trying to keep our hips nice and stable. You might roll around, that's okay. And then we'll pull that left knee up, place it on the floor, use our left hand, press us up so our right arm is on the ground, twisting here to the left. We'll plant our left hand behind our back, pull the right knee under us, coming to cross-legged. Hands are on our knees, chest is lifted, shoulders start rolling up, back and down the spine. And then we'll reach for the ground with our left hand, straighten out our left leg long, right knee comes to rest on the mat, left arm long. We'll lift our right knee parallel to the ground and then kick it backwards. Bring it up towards the chest and back, up to the chest and back, up to the chest and back. Flexing through the foot, we'll press our leg forward and back, leg moving parallel to the floor, keeping a uniform height. And we'll bend that left knee up into the chest for some stability or towards the belly. Forward and back with the right leg. Right knee into the chest, left leg kicks long, right ankle meets the left, lifting the leg here. So right leg lifts up high. Moving from the hip, trying your best to keep your rest of your body nice and still. Big breaths to lift your leg high. Ear can be rested on the bicep, your head can be rested on the arm. Keep it going, lifting it as high as you can go and down. And then we'll bring that right knee to rest in front of our body. Slide our left arm up. Right hand comes to the outside of the right hip, twisting to the right. And then right hand comes behind the back, up on the right foot. Left leg slides under, coming into our box legs. So our shins are in a box. Right leg is behind, left leg is in front, hands back. We're windshield wipering our knees side to side. So keeping our feet where they are, twisting those hips side to side. Keep it going, warming up those hips. And then we're going to turn to the front of our mat, coming up onto all fours. Knees underneath of the hips, arms underneath of the shoulders. Flipping those toes under, pressing them into the mat. Little pulses happening here, lifting and lowering through the knees. You are strong. It's all good. You're doing it. You can even lift one at a time. If both isn't working for you, lifting and lowering. And then lowering our knees down, pointing our toes. We'll sit down onto our heels, hands beside the knees. Gentle lifting and lowering through the knees. Keep breathing. Lowering those knees down, coming back into all fours, hands under shoulders, knees a little bit wider than hip width distance. We'll move into our cat-cow sequence, so big breaths here. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, pull your shoulder blades apart, tuck your chin. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lower the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the gaze to the horizon. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lower the belly, lower the chest, lift the gaze. And one last time, exhale, rounding here. We'll take our arms, step them up to the top of the mat, hips go back for high hip child's pose. Our right arm reaches out to the right side and threads underneath of our left, and we go side to side. So nice and easy, tap the floor the other way. Gentle, 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 side to side. Keep it going, keep breathing. And we'll place that right hand at the top of our mat, switching sides nice and gracefully, side to side. Twisting through the upper body here. And we'll take the hands, place them back underneath of the shoulders, flip the toes, lifting our knees, tapping one leg at a time out to wide to the side. So from the front we're here, we're tapping wide to the side. And then we're going to come back to our beast with our knees lifted, relieve our beast to the side. So lifting and lowering through the knee. You can lower onto your other knee if you want to or need to. No shame, just gain. Keep it going other side. So lifting and lowering through the knee, through the hip, keeping your leg bent. Again, you can lower your knee if you want or need. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to our beast, lifting our knees. We're tapping out one toe at a time, lifting and lowering through our foot. Keeping that going, we'll lift opposite hand, tap opposite shoulder. Keep breathing. And gently keep that tap going as you press yourself up into a down dog. Keep going, tap it out. You can tap your elbows here instead. but we're still lifting and lowering opposites. And then pressing down into our down dog, chest towards our knees. We'll bounce it out. So press through the heels, grounding through the heels, shaking out your booty. And then we'll ground down through the heels completely, one knee at a time. Crosses center, giving those hips a twist. And then pressing into opposite heels, bending off one knee at a time, walking it out. Nice big stretch, grounding in to the ends of your fingertips. We're gonna look up between the mat, keep the walking going, or between our hands, as we walk our feet up to our hands here. We'll inhale, chest lifts for flat back, and we'll exhale, fold down. Peace fingers grab onto the big toes, elbows bend to the side, little pulses, nose to knee. So we're pulsing into our elbows. And then we're going to take our right hand, reach it for the outside of our left ankle, left hand to the outside of the right ankle, pulling forward and down. Big breaths happening here. And then we'll release our hands, sit our tail down nice and low, coming up into our chair. So hands to heart center, big breaths here, gentle hip circles happening in a counterclockwise circle. Just a circle with your hips, doesn't really matter what direction. Circle it out. And slowly bring that direction the other way. Drawing a circle with your tailbone. Bending down deep into the knees. Big breaths. And then we'll release our hands to the side. We'll inhale, straighten through the legs, hips come forward. Gaze and arms way up to the sky. We'll exhale, hinge at the hips, chest leads, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, hands come up the shins, chest lifts for flat back. We'll exhale, fold down, hands plant to the ground, stepping one foot at a time back into your plank. We'll lower our knees, point our toes, body is long here, nice and long, tailbone is tucked, back is strong. Elbows are going to bend 90 degrees and back up for modified push-up, so up and down. Keep it going. Inhale to lower, exhale to push up. And then we'll go down, hips come to the ground, tiny pulses here. So cobra pose, push-ups, hips are on the ground, tiny little pulses. You've got this, keep breathing. And then we'll slide our forearms forward, coming onto our forearms. For Sphinx pose, elbows underneath of the shoulders. Body is nice and long. We're kicking one foot at a time to our butt. This is like my beach bag pose. You can swing it out side to side. You can even put your hands under your chin because you're adorable. Keep it going. Hamstring curls happening here. We'll keep our toes up to the sky and mermaid them side to side, massaging out through the fronts of our legs. And then we'll lower our feet down, elbows come wide to the side, hands underneath of the shoulders, big breath pushes you up through tabletop. Knees go wide, hips go back, child's pose. We're going to swing our chest side to side. You can tent onto your fingertips. Chest goes side to side. Think S movements here. When you're swaying, make it really curvy, side to side. And we'll look up between our hands, plant into our left knee, step to the outside of our right hand with our right foot. Coming down into a nice low lunge, tiny little pulses here, pressing our hips down and forward, little pulses. There we go, nice. Making sure you can wiggle through those front toes. And we're gonna plant our hands down, coming onto our pinky toe side of our foot, knee opens wide to the side, coming into winged dragon. And little pulses here into the forearms. Unless this is as deep as you go, then just little wiggles. Wiggle around, little pulses. We're going to press into those hands, lift our dragon wing right foot up and swing it back through child's pose. We'll inhale, the left leg steps to the outside of the left foot, coming onto the pinky toe side. The knee opens wide to the side. Little pulses here. Keep it going. And then we'll bring that left knee back up, straighten our left leg, bring it back to meet our right, flip our toes, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. We're gonna run it out here. So 1 foot at a time into the ground, running out your down dog. We're gonna transfer our weight forward, coming into our plank, switching into running out. If this is too much for your back, just lift and lower. If that's too much, lower your knees. You can lift and lower one at a time. Otherwise, transferring weight forward and back, little shimmy, big breaths. We're gonna bend back into our knees and hop ourselves forward, coming into a nice low squat. So you're squatting here, transferring your weight side to side, getting your heels down as far as they can go, elbows on the inside of the knees, hands come to heart center, transfer side to side. Keep breathing. Be curious. And then we'll take our hands out in front, pointer fingers stay, other fingers interlock. We'll lift our hips halfway, shimmy side to side. And then we'll point our fingers down to the ground. Keep that shimmy going just for a couple more breaths. And we'll straighten our legs, bringing our hips to stillness. We'll point our fingers over to the right side, coming all the way up to the top. And then over to the left, so drawing a big circle here. And then at the top, we'll stay there. We'll take a big breath, and we'll exhale, swing it out. Inhale up. Exhale, wood chop it down. Inhale up. Exhale, fully as you fold. Arms can go through the center or out wide to the side. And we'll sit back down into our goddess pose. Heels together, toes apart, side to side. We'll bring our hands to our knees. Go down as low as you can. Big breath lifts our chest. We exhale over to the left side, circle down to the right. And again. And we'll change direction here to the other side. And again, our hands come up, and we'll drop one knee at a time into center, ready, go. Or one knee at a time, I think I said that, just in case I didn't. Hands come to the elbows, your elbow goes with your knee into center, keep it nice and low. Hands are on shoulders, not elbows. Elbows are tucking in one at a time. We'll step it together, march it out. So little knee lifts or big knee lifts. We're nice and bent here into our chair, marching it out. We'll scoop it up to the heart as we march. Stepping that march a little wider and a little wider, marching it out. Nice wide leg stance. Hips come high, legs are straight, forward fold. Forehead and head pulls down to the ground, swaying it out side to side. Figure eights with the chest. And then we'll bring the chest to stillness as we ground into our pinky toes. Jiggle out our jiggles, side to side. Keep breathing. Hands come to the outsides of the ankles, bending the knees, forehead to the floor. Big breaths. And we'll plant our hands down underneath of our chest, straighten our legs, lift our back up, flat back. And then stepping one leg at a time, long for plank, coming into our plank. You can go down onto your forearms here, otherwise we're nice, slow, rainbow hips. side to side. And we'll lower our knees, lower our chin, lower our chest to the mat. Lift one leg at a time. We're going to lift right arm, left arm, right arm. So keeping the tops of the feet grounded into the mat, lifting one arm at a time. Sit-ups with our back. Hands underneath the shoulders, push up, child's pose, push up. So rounding forward, push up and back, hips to knees, or hips to heels. Be kind of hard to put your hips on your knees. So we're transferring our weight forward and back, forward and back. Next time we come forward, we're going to put our left forearm on the ground, coming onto our left knee underneath of our hip, straightening into our left arm, right hand, right hip, coming into a half moon, lifting our right leg up, and then straightening our right arm overhead. So we're a nice straight line from our hand to our foot, big stretch. Opening up through the chest, looking up at your fingertips. Exhale, elbow comes to meet knee at the center. We inhale, stretch. Exhale, elbow meets the knee. And again, we inhale, stretch. Nice big circles with our arm back circles for backward swimming. And then we're going to bring our hand to our hip, rainbow our toes forward and back. Lifting and lowering. And then we're going to bring that right knee, bend it, toes come to the ground. We're going to lift and lower, crossing our foot forward and back. So toes touch the ground, lifting forward and back. And we're going to keep that right foot out to the side as we come up onto our left knee, body above. We're going to take our left hand, reach it overhead, exhale, shoulder down away from the ears. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, left arm crosses the body, coming to the outside of the right knee. Right hand reaches forward and pulls back for a nice twist here. Big breaths. Right arm reaches up to the sky and then crosses in front of the left, coming down to meet the mat, stepping out to the top of our mat, back into plank, shimmy forward and back. And then we'll lower that left knee down, right knee down, right hand comes underneath. We'll open that right knee to the side. Coming up onto our right knee, left hand, left hip, reaching the leg up parallel to the floor. Big breaths. The left hand comes overhead, reaching hand and foot away from one another. A nice long line through the left side of the body. Big breaths. And we'll start cycle, backward circle, that left arm in the air. Keep breathing. Left hand comes to left hip, rainbow dip the toes front and back. And we'll reach that left leg out long, left arm reaches in the opposite direction, big breath, open through the chest. We'll exhale, elbow meets the knee at the center of the body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee, keeping that knee where it is, stepping that left foot forward, coming up onto a kneeling position. So maybe your ankle is still turned out to the side, maybe not. Lift that right arm up, big stretch. Exhale, shoulder down away from the ear. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, right arm crosses the body to the outside of the left knee. Left arm reaches forward and pulls that bowstring back. Big twist here, big breaths, filling yourself up. And exhaling, twisting yourself out. Keep breathing. And then we'll take the left arm, reach it up to the sky, cross it over The right arm reaching for the ground, stepping out one leg at a time, coming long into plank. And then stepping into the center of your mat with your left foot, lower down the right knee, coming up on into a nice low lunge. So your knee is behind your hip, hands are on the knee. You can wiggle your front toes still. We're going to releve into the left leg. So lifting and lowering through the left heel. Nice and controlled. Big breaths. And then we're going to lower down into the left heel, straighten the left leg. Both hands come all the way up to the air, coming into warrior one. So little pulses up and down here, bending into that left knee. And we'll cartwheel, right arm back, right hip open. Right heel comes to reach the ground, coming into warrior two, reaching forward and back. Deep bend into that left knee. And we're going to bring our warrior to stillness, erecting our body straight up, stacking our spine, stretching here. I got a sweat dot. That's fun. Big breaths here, filling up the belly, filling up the ribs, filling up the chest, exhaling from the belly, from the ribs, and from the chest. This time we're filling up into our chest. Inhale, into our ribs, into our bellies, and exhaling from our bellies, from our ribs, and from our chest. Our left elbow comes to meet our left knee. Our right hand comes up and overhead for extended side angle. Big reach with that right hand. We're going to take that left arm and reach it out overhead or out in front, for an even bigger twist. Then we're going to take that left hand, pull it coming into airplane, coming back onto the back toe. So airplane warrior, deep into that left knee. We're going to step forward into that left foot, coming to a full airplane, straightening through that left leg. Big breaths here. And we're going to take our arms, reach them forward, and then pull our elbows back. So reaching forward, elbows come back. You can balance yourself with your toe if you need. Reaching forward, pulling back. Forward and back, engaging like you're pulling something with weight, squeezing into your shoulder blades here. And then next time we reach forward, we'll leave our arms there. Big breath. We'll exhale down, reaching the hands to the ground. Right leg comes up, standing split, pulsing upwards. And we'll take that right knee, bring it into the chest, little pulses here, straighten up, knee into chest, straighten up, knees into chest, straighten, knee, up, in, up, in. One last time, reach up, knee in, crossing the right leg over the left, inhale up, chest lifts for flat back. And we'll forward fold, cross-legged. And we'll inhale wide to the side, coming all the way to standing. Big breath up to the ceiling. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. Uncross your knees. And we'll slowly make our way down into our chair. Big breaths. And we're going to lift and lower one hip at a time, going into our obliques. Here we go, side to side. So lifting and lowering. So we're lifting and lowering, drawing a figure 8 here. With our hips up and down. And then we'll change direction. So we were lifting and lowering, now we're going to lower and lift. It's a little different. So lower and lift. Maybe bring it down a little bit more. And then bring it up. And bring it back down. And bring it back up. You've got this. Keep it going. And bring it back down. And bring it back up. This time coming to stillness, hips come forward, reaching up for the sky. Big breath. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Chest leads forward, fold. We'll inhale, hands come up the shins, chest lifts for flat back. And we'll exhale, fold down. Planting our hands, we'll walk or step our feet back for plank forward and back. And lowering your knees if you'd like. We're going to do a 5-count push-up, bending our elbows close to the body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips come back. Downward facing dog. Big breaths here. We're going to bend our right knee, open up our right hip. Gentle backward circles happening with our knee. So right leg is up in the air. Nice big circles. And we're going to bring our hips back parallel to the floor. Take that right knee, tuck it underneath of our left leg. And then our left hand is going to come cycle all the way up to the sky and coming back, walking us into an upward table. So hands can be pointing towards the body or turn them to the back for more openness for your shoulders. We're breathing here. We're so strong. You've got this. We'll take big breaths and we're going to touch opposite hand to foot. So right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Keep it going. You've got this. Smack out your soul. You've got it. Yeah, feet. Thanks for carrying us. We love you. You touch the ground. It's so great. 3, 2, 1. Our left hand comes to meet the ground. Our left leg steps out long. Our right hand comes up and over, bringing us back to downward facing dog. Big breaths. Here, I'll switch sides. You stay where you are. Left leg comes up, bending into that left knee, opening up that left hip. Backward circle with the left knee. And we'll bring that left hip parallel to the ground. Left leg comes underneath the body, out to the right, planting into that left arm, opening up, coming into upward bridge or tabletop. Little pulses here. And we're going to plant into our right hand. Our left hand comes up to our chest. We're going to lift up, out, external rotation of the hip, or that's my shoulder. Reaching for the back and bringing it back. Switching hands. Left hand plants, right hand to the chest. External rotation of the left shoulder pushes the body up, reaching over and down. Little pulses here. Stepping out, tapping out opposite foot. You've got this. You've been here before. Don't be afraid. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And this time we're going to plant into our right hand. Left arm cycles over, bringing us back to our downward facing dog. Shake it out. And then we're going to lift up into our right leg, look up between our hands, bend our right knee, step it through, cartwheel or stand up, for warrior one. So right knee is deep bent forward, left heel is pushed out back. Little pulses here. Lifting and lowering through the hips in our warrior one position. Arms can be up, big breaths. And then we'll keep our right arm forward, back cycle our left arm open. So our left hip opens, we come back on our left heel. So our feet are perpendicular. Our front heel is in a 90-degree angle with the heel or with the arch of our back foot. Little pulses here. Keep those hips deep and still. We reach forward and we reach back. We reach forward and back, forward and back, forward, and we keep our warrior nice and tall, big breaths. Inside of the thigh is pointed at the second toe, so your knee's not falling inward here. We are so strong. You are so strong. Our right elbow comes to our right knee. Our left hand comes up and overhead. Big stretch. And we'll take our right arm, reach it forward, so we're getting some two-way stretch happening here. Big breaths. And then we'll bring that right hand back, coming into an airplane, getting ready to step into that right leg, Coming into our full airplane pose. Nice. Keep breathing. Light bend in that right knee. Arms reach forward. And elbows pull back, squeezing into the shoulder blades here. Again, you can bend your knee and use your back leg as support. Otherwise, we are Supermaning or Captain Marveling our way, pulling our shoulder blades back. And then we'll paint the front of the room, feeling down our way to forward fold, standing split. Left leg pulses up here. Deep breaths. Don't forget to pick the lint off your leggings. I think it's an important part of folding. You can take your left knee, pull it into the chest, straighten your left leg up. Left knee into chest, straighten up. Left knee in, straighten up. Left knee in, straighten. Left knee in, step it over the right foot. Inhale, hands come up the shins, chest lifts for flat back. I'm like way off my mat here. Maybe you are. Maybe you're doing good at staying stable. We're folding forward. And then we're going to inhale, trace the front of the room with our arms coming all the way to stand. And exhale, hands come down to heart center as we uncross our legs, coming into our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Wiggling our toes, arms come forward. We're active up through our shins. Our knees are bent. Our thighs are squeezing together and pulling apart. We are open in our heart. We are breathing into our chest, our ribs, and our belly. And we're exhaling from our belly, our ribs, and our chest. Our crown of our head is pressed up towards the sky. Our spine is long. We are strong. You are strong. This life is wonderful, and we're breathing into our existence, standing in our ground, taking up the space we take up unapologetically. We breathe. And we'll inhale, lift our arms up to the sky. We'll exhale, hinge at the hips, chest leads, swan dive, forward fold. We'll inhale, hands come up the shins, chest lifts for flat back. And we'll exhale, fold down, bending at our knees, coming into our foot stand, hands step up to our knees. Elbows pulled in towards the body. We are tall. We are breathing. We're going to take our left hand to our chest. Our right hand comes out wide to the side. And we'll start a counterclockwise spiral with our chest. Challenge your balance here. If you need to put your knees down, girl or boy or they, put your knees down. It's fine. Be nice. We're rolling out our chest here. Spiraling counterclockwise to the left. And we'll inhale, open both arms. We'll exhale, backs of the hands come together as we round our spine. Heels go towards the ground, knees come wide. And we'll inhale, knees come together, arms open, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And we'll exhale, knees come wide, chest comes between the knees, backs of the hands come together, heels come towards the ground. And we'll inhale, open, knees come together, lifting. And then one last time, exhaling, nice and wide, backs of the hands together, chin is tucked. We're going to sit back all the way onto our butts. Our feet are still pulled up in this squat position. We're going to hold onto our ankles, soles of the feet come together, knees open up wide, coming into butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. And we'll take little pulses here. We're not bouncing, but we're pressing and releasing. Peeling the soles of the feet away from one another with the thumbs. Maybe even giving yourself a gentle foot massage here. Squeeze it out. Your feet carried you so far, so far. So give them some loving. And then we'll interlace our fingers, gripping into our toes. Pull our chest through our arms. Yeah, pull our chest forward and up. Big breath. As we exhale, our elbows come wide, our nose goes towards our toes. Don't fret if you don't make it. This is where I am, and I'm still happy about it. So just breathe here. And we'll inhale, lift our chest up, leave our left leg where it is. We're gonna step our right leg back and long, coming up onto our pigeon pose. So taking our fingertips, tenting them wide to the side, our back is now seaweed, and we are rolling it forward and back. We are breathing, we are stretching, our left foot is flexed, and we are gently making our way into our fullest expression of this pose. Big breaths fill us up. And we sigh it out because we love rest. You can even take your left hand to your left glute here and give it a gentle massage. Give yourself a little pat on the booty. Good job, you did it. Maybe even massaging through the outer thigh here. And we'll bring that left hand down underneath of the right. Big breaths. As we nice and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, walking our hands closer to our body, sitting onto our left hip. We'll switch the direction of our feet. So our right leg is crossed in front and our left leg is bent behind. Our right hand comes to our chest. Our left hand extends out long. We do gentle clockwise circles with our chest here. Big breaths. We're almost there. I often like to say that the hardest part of any practice is showing up for it. So you are well past the hardest part. And you've worked really, really hard for this rest that's coming. So we'll take our hands back down to the mat. Our right knee is forward. Our left leg stretches out long, pointing our toes, coming into our pigeon pose. So our fingertips are tented at the side. Our spine is once again seaweed, rolling forward and back. We'll roll ourselves down to the fullest expression. This time, right hand underneath left. If you're resting your hands on your head on your hands. Otherwise, letting your forehead rest on your mat. You're breathing here. You're welcome, of course, to take your right hand behind your body, massage out through your right glute, your right thigh. Maybe even give yourself a pat on the butt because you did good. And fully putting yourself into this space where you can rest. Noticing that when things come up and we're stretching our hips, those are things that you need to feel. Please don't ignore them. Notice them as important and take a deep breath and exhale them out completely. Don't need it anymore. Let it go. And nice and slowly, we'll begin to straighten our arms, bringing ourselves back up, rolling onto our right hip. Left leg crosses over the right knee, this is my ankle, over knee. Ankle over knee, knee over ankle, coming into fire log pose. Big breaths here. If your logs don't stack, neither do mine. It's not a big deal. Just sit up nice and tall, take some deep breaths. And taking your hands behind your body, lean back, kick up your left leg, kick up your right leg, and we'll pulse them up. Yep, we're doing it. This is happening. It's great. 3, 2, 1. We'll cross down our left leg first, then our right ankle goes on top of our left knee, and we sit down into fire log on the other side. You might notice this side is way more tight than the other, or vice versa. Doesn't matter. just crossing your ankles over your knees. Sometimes you might be lifted right up. That's okay. There's no wrong way to move your body. Well, there is, but that's a topic for a different day. Point is, we're moving, we're breathing, maybe even having a little bit of fun as we explore our wonderful body in this wonderful life. Big breaths. Most excellent. And we might be up at the top of our mat. If not, we're going to make our way kind of there. Bring our knees into our chest. We'll roll ourselves backwards. Trust fall. Rolling forward and back. Maybe even bringing your feet fully overhead. We'll pull our knees into our chest. Head comes to rest on the mat. Filling yourself with breath. We'll extend the left leg out long, keeping our right knee into our chest. Our left hand wraps on the outside of our right leg. Right hand to the right side, pulling our knee across the body over to the left. A nice twist here. Big breaths. Gazing over to the right side. You can even release your left hand to the floor. We'll straighten that left knee so our left foot is pressed out, or straighten the right knee. Is my right knee, it's just on the left side. Straighten it out and lift it up towards the sky. We'll tuck our chin into our chest, reaching left hand up, and then right hand. So reach and returning your hands from the wide place away from your body that they are. Words are for sillies. Okay, side to side. And we'll lay our head back down, slowly lowering that right ankle to the floor on the right side, bending in for a lying down tree pose. Our foot comes to meet our thigh, that hip is open, our arms come overhead for a full supine tree. Big breaths here. And then all in one movement, fill yourself with breath, and exhale, sit right up, reach, and lower down. One more time. Swing with the arms, sit right up, and lower down. Let's do it one more time because I love threes and it's fun. So reach up, we'll reach our hands forward, roll one vertebrae at a time as we bring our knees into our chest. Big stretch here, lower your head to the floor, fill yourself with breath. We'll leave our left knee where it is, straighten our right leg out long, right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand, left side, big breath. And exhale, pull that knee over to the right side. You can release that hand to the floor as you let your body twist. Breathing here. And then we'll straighten out through that left leg, heel up to the ceiling. Reaching arms, so arms stay wide. We're going to reach one at a time, up to center, cross it out. And then lay the arms wide, head comes back to the mat, filling yourself with breath. We gently open that left leg, keeping it straight until it reaches close to the floor, and then we'll bend that knee. Left foot comes to rest on the inner right thigh. Arms come overhead for supine tree. Big breath. And then we'll inhale, lift with our arms. Sit up all in one movement. And exhale back down. 2 more times. You know the drill. You've been here before. Lifting up and lowering down. I promise this is the very last thing we'll do. One more time. Sitting up, reaching, and then lowering one vertebrae at a time. Stepping your left leg out long. Lay yourself on the mat for your final resting Shavasana. Big breaths here, 3 of them because we love 3s, filling our chest, filling our ribs, filling our bellies, and exhaling from our bellies, from our ribs, and from our chest. 2 more. Inhale, 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 and exhale, exhale, exhale. 1 last time. Inhale, 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 exhale, exhale, exhale. Let yourself rest here. Let your body breathe as it needs to breathe. Let your mind think what it needs to think, knowing that you are separate from your thoughts. You are just watching them happen. Anything that's happening around you is doing just that. It's happening around you. You can let it pique your curiosity, but don't let it interrupt this resting space. You can still check it out in a few moments. So staying right where you are, breathing here for a few more minutes. You've got this. You're doing it right. Rest. Nice and slowly begin to reintroduce movement into your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe even rocking your eyes side to side behind your closed lids. Perhaps even curling your lips into a gentle smile, closing your flow today with gratitude and joy. Before gently rolling onto your side, taking a moment to catch your breath, and slowly push your way up to a gentle seated position. Get those fleshy bits out of the way, sitting up nice and tall. Taking a moment to scan your body, seeing how you feel right now. Knowing that right now, it's like this. It's good. We'll inhale, our hands come all the way up to the sky. Gazing up between our hands, we pause in exaltation for this life, for our breath, for this planet. And we exhale, bringing our hands down to our third eye, where we pause for our breath, where we always remember to think curious thoughts. We'll fill ourselves with breath again, and as we exhale fully, bringing our hands down to the center of our lips and our voice, at our throat, where we always remember to ask questions, stay curious. And all together, one last time for our practice today, we fill ourselves with breath, and as we exhale, we pull our hands down to our heart center, where I am here to remind you to always follow your bliss. Thank you so much for rolling out your mat or picking a spot on your floor or outside to join me in this Wild Flow practice today. Please remember, it's a wonderful life and it's happening right now. I see you. Namaste.